Hi, my name is Marietta Mehanni, and this week's Aqua Tip we're using one dumbbell. Now this is cool because you've got 4 limbs, right? Arms, legs. Your legs are going to do the same thing, but your arms are going to do very different things. This is a suspended movement pattern, and basically I'm jogging on the side, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle the dumbbell down, and then with the other arm I'm doing a figure of 8 pattern. It's pretty cool. So this is doing a figure of 8, this is doing a circle, my legs are jogging in and out. Now this move is designed to be stuck on the spot. Now the way I like to teach it in my class is I like to get them, firstly, getting them on their side, doing the circle over and under action, and then I add the figure of 8 action with the arms because there's a bit of coordination that's involved here. Ooh. Ooh. So as the arms come in, that's where my figure of 8 starts, and then as I go out, that's where the circle over and under begins. So first of all, your arms are going to come in together. Ooh. Your knees are coming up, and as you can see, I'm actually able to stay on the spot. Now, is this challenging? Yeah, it is. This arm is working really hard. Lats are working hard to pull down, the shoulders are working hard, the bicep is working hard, and I'm bringing the knees all the way up towards the chest. I've got my fingers open on the opposite hand that's creating the figure of 8, and there's a lot of effort required for this one. In fact, I'm getting a little bit out of breath as I do it. It's a really cool exercise. Now what you could do is you do it on one side, you come into the center, you go over and under, and then you swap sides, and then you repeat the same thing on the opposite side. Whew. Yeah, baby. Yeah, really good cardio workout, really good upper body workout, and there's a little bit of brain training happening there with the arms doing slightly different things. Well, actually not slightly, a lot different things. Great exercise. Hope you give this a go, and that is this week's Aqua Tip. The best way to demonstrate this exercise is to use a chair. So I'm going to show you using the chair, and then I'll show you what you can do if you don't have a chair. Now, a chair with a back to it is really important because I'm going to grip the chair. So the first thing I would do, and this is how I would teach it, I'd say, okay everyone, lying on your right side, you're going to be bringing the knees up towards your chest. Now, notice how I'm holding onto the back of the chair here. So I'm holding onto it when I'm here, and then I'm holding onto it as I come up. Now we're going to bring this arm in and out towards the armpit. Then what I'd like you to do is see if you can add the figure of 8 with the opposite hand. And notice how I've just kept this arm going as I'm demonstrating the arm action. So this is the order. You go legs first, then you demonstrate using the arm with the legs, you drop the legs, you keep the arm going, and you add the other arm, the figure of 8 action, with your left hand. And then I'll make some points about this. Open your fingers, make sure that you're getting that figure of 8 action. Check that the dumbbells are coming in, the dumbbell is coming in towards your torso, and then return back and double check on your knees that you're pulling your knees up towards your body. So legs first, legs then arm, arm then figure of 8. Highlight the technique with your figure of 8, highlight the technique with the dumbbell, going back to legs, highlight the knees coming up towards the chest. It's a lot, but if you think moving up and then moving back down through the body parts and then pointing out specific cues, you're going to really help people identify what they're doing and reminding them, again, legs, because as you bring the focus to, say, for example, the hand action, they'll usually drop off with what they're doing with their legs. And it's about putting it together. Today I had some feedback in my water class that they found that really beneficial, that I went back and repeated through cues again, because yes, as they focused on the next part, something else might drop off until they become more familiar with this. So there's a lot in this particular movement pattern. Now I promised I'd show you how to do it if you were not using a chair. So unfortunately, you're going to get down to full depth. Trying to do this side on, this doesn't make sense to anybody, and you'd have to spend so much more time verbally cueing. And if you don't have a microphone and you've got to pull with poor acoustics, that's such hard work. A picture says 1,000 words. So, all right everyone, lying on your side, you're going to be bringing your knees in and out towards your chest. Now with the dumbbell, as you bring your knees in and out, bring the dumbbell in and out. Now put this hand behind me to help support me so that they can see that the arm works together. And then add the figure of 8 arm action. So hands in, hands out. Now you can choose to bring both in together, or you can choose to do it that way where both arms go out and in. So there's an option here with how you do it, but be consistent with your demonstration. And then you would do the same thing. Open fingers. I might even stand up now, depending on the size of my group, to sort of explain what we're doing with the arm, what we're doing with this arm, so it's a little clearer. And then once I go back down to the pool deck to demonstrate the legs again, I would really highlight the pulling up of the knee as close to the body as possible. Anyway, that was a lot of explaining for a movement pattern, but it's so important that you highlight these different technical cues, and I tell you why, because it saves you going, come on, let's work harder, or, you can do it. Like, all of those cues are wonderful, but if you can give them specific cues about how to perform the exercise well in the pool, it one shows your expertise, it validates the exercise that they're doing, and they get more out of it. So they understand why they're performing the exercise. And that, my friends, is this week's Aqua Tip.
Dive into the rhythm where the currents play.